All right, chat, we're live. Sorry for the delay. I have to make sure I didn't get deplatformed by PayPal. Because, I don't know what can cause the deplatforming. Now it seems to be extremely random. Arch is a good friend of mine. You guys know that I've collabed with him a lot in the past. And he's a very good guy. But he got deplatformed yesterday out of the blue. Like a message. A message came, right? It's kind of like joining Hogwarts. Like you don't expect it, then all of a sudden you get the PayPal owl. And the message pretty much said it's like, yeah, we noticed some suspicious activity and we're going to completely deplatform you. Can you appeal? Nope. I mean, they don't provide anything for appeal. And what's even worse is that they say they will take your money, right? Like you think it's your money, but it's not. It's theirs. And they can hold it for 120 days. Now you may wonder, well, hold on a little bit. Like this is ridiculous, right? Like why would anyone make business with such a company? The answer is that, well, number one, most people don't know, right? And so if people are unaware that it's happening, then they're going to keep their money into PayPal. It's kind of like a bank, right? I mean, it looks like the banking app, so may as well just be a bank in the mind of a lot of people. And the other issue is that there's no good alternative. It's not like it's hard for content creators to make something else, even though like that something else pretty much behaves similarly. But even if you do make something else, they behave in the same way, right? And worse, it's like, why don't you use crypto? Well, let's imagine that you're an artist, right? And you're drawing art for content creators. How many people use crypto to donate to you? Right? Like, if the average person doesn't see it as a problem, then the average person is not going to try to find solutions. Yeah, they also invited themselves to keep the body Discord. Yeah, it's absolutely true. It's but again, like this is something that we knew. I also made videos about it. This is a known issue since 2016. The interesting thing is that it used to shock people. Like people were generally bewildered, and most people were shocked in the sense that, dude, this is so fucked up, like there's no way that something isn't going to happen, right? Like there's no way that you won't have a competitor, or there's no way that something isn't going to change. But the reality is that it's not. It's not. And the reason for it is that it's not the free market. Like there's a lot of government regulations and bureaucracy and red tape that it's almost impossible to have another competitor, right? Like you would think that Visa and MasterCard like are two companies that are so profitable that like anyone would want to start a business like them, you know? Like why doesn't Elon Musk want his own credit card? Like why doesn't Jeff Bezos want his own credit card? And the answer is like they do, but like the level of entry is so strict and so high, and Visa and MasterCard themselves like would move against you that it's almost impossible to accomplish. For example, there is now a new payment transaction that's coming from Brazil, and I think it's called Pix, right? Now, what Pix is a direct bank transfer, and they have like absolutely no terms of service. You just put in the thing, and it's instant. And America is absolutely despising Brazil because of it, right? Like, despite what people like to think, politicians absolutely love Visa and MasterCard, and they view it as American dominance, which it is. And they don't like these types of alternatives, right? And so you got Visa and MasterCard constantly lobbying politicians to make Pix life difficult. And I don't blame them. Like, if I was them, I would try as well, right? Like, they're players in the game. They're not going to be passive observers as this shit happens. Don't keep cash and valuables in your home or safe boxes as well, because your government take under asset forfeit as well. Well, no. Hold on. Like, if I were to have to choose right now, like, where do I want to keep my cash? And the choice is between Visa and my home. Sorry, not Visa. PayPal and my home. Like, I think, like, keeping my cash at home is a lot better. It really depends, though, right? Like, it really depends on the type of person you are, the business you're doing. Like sometimes keeping your money at home is actually better. I personally just don't trust the banks. Like, the moment I stopped trusting the banks was when they passed the legislation saying that the banks in Europe can do a bail-in. Now, a bailout is what they did in the United States under Obama. And a bailout is when the government decides to pay the banks that decided to go bankrupt, right? So, like, You have banks that gave loans to people that can't repay it, and then the bank goes bankrupt. Now, a bailout is the government just comes in and gives them cash. And are like, here. A bail-in is when the bank can seize the money that it owes you, right? So, like, bank goes bankrupt because it owes you money, and it can just say, yeah, we're not paying anymore. Now, the reason they can't do that in America is because people would go with a shotgun to the bank to demand their money, right? Like, not to take the bank's money, but, like, they want their money back, right? So, like, America knows this, and this is why they did a bailout. It's like the government takes the money from the people and then gives it to the banks. But in Europe, they did the bailout. And so, like, I'm wondering, like, okay, well, if that's the contract, like, if that's the terms of service, like, I know for a fact that banks aren't going to go bankrupt. Like, I know that. But the very principle of it, like, the very audacity that you think that it gives you the moral right to like, seize the funds of people that are using the banks, most of them not because they want to, but because the system forces them to. Like, if you get a job right now, the job owner is going to pay you with bank transfers, right? Like, they're not going to do it the old-fashioned way where they just give you money. And then if you want to make a purchase more than 1,000 euros, like, it has to go through the bank. So, like, the system forces you to use them, and they're knowing this, and they're saying, oh, yeah, well, if we go bankrupt, then we're going to take your shit. And I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm not going to put my money... Like, what is my advantage anyway? Like, the moment I have money in the bank, I take it out. Apparently, Polish people have the same thing. They call it blik. It's going to be interesting to see if it catches on, though, right? Like, if you're going to have places like Steam, for instance, just using, like, various cards and various things like blik and pick and all of these, and I think, like, Revolut is in Europe, like, just to bypass the payment processors if they're going to be so strict about it. Banks are allowed to load 10 times more than they have on deposit. Yeah, I know. And then there's several laws that prevent people from doing a run into the banks. Like, for those of you who don't know, a run into the bank happens when everyone goes to the bank and wants their money. And what ends up happening is that the bank literally doesn't have enough money because they loan more than they have. And if everyone goes to the bank, not to take credit or to take money, but no, to simply demand. It's like, okay, I have $70,000 on my credit card. I want them all now. And you'll see that most banks don't even allow this, right? Like, if you go to a bank in the UK and you're saying that you want to withdraw $10,000, they will probably say no. It's fucking insane, right? And the reason it's insane is because most people don't give a shit. Like, the moment this law passed, people should have gone and say, wait, what about, like, it's my money. Like, what if I want cash? Like, why does everything have to go electronic? I think, like, one of the reasons for this was that there was, like, a time period in the 90s and early 2000s where the idea that technology is good, right? Like, technology helps you progress and it makes for a free society because, like, all technology comes from capitalism. And so more technology equals better. And you have, like, this mentality that the more we advance scientifically, the better for us. But what ends up happening is actually, well, the more you advance, the more controlled you are. Because if you look at the Big Brother house, which is what they call the smart house, where you have a case that the person was out when a DoorDash guy came in and he heard that someone in the house called him the N-word. And he filed a complaint with Amazon, and Amazon terminated his contract and apparently bricked his own house. Like, the guy couldn't enter his house, he couldn't turn the lights on and off, he couldn't turn the heating. And because, like, Amazon cut his subscription. And so what he ends up doing is, like, he files a complaint and proves, like, he had cameras and he proved, it's like, dude, when this guy came in saying that I called him the N-word, I wasn't home. Like, there was no one here to call him the N-word. And so, like, they after, like, a couple of weeks, they rebooted his account. But, like, imagine that situation, right? Like, you can't sue the guy because the guy can say, well, no, I legitimately thought I heard the N-word from my house and I made the complaint. Yeah, brick the house. Like, literally, you can't use it. You gotta connect online to use the house. I don't know why anyone would want to do this to themselves. Like, what exactly does having an online house give you? Like, having a smart home, is it, like, really that important that you're willing to take this risk? Which obviously is very rare, but, like, why do you want to take it? Anyway, right, let's listen to what happened to Arch and maybe we can talk about it. A lot of people are suspecting that it's due to his content, but I don't know, like, if that's the case. Like, it's possible that maybe a company that he criticizes was big ass bad over his criticism, so they decided to strike him down. But it's unlikely. Like, he's kind of milquetoast, you know. Like, there's people far more edgy than he is, and they don't get any issues with Visa and Mastercard. I mean, like, Hassan doesn't have issues with Visa and Mastercard, right? Asmongold has like some really edgy takes. Like compared to them, Arch is a good boy. He didn't do nothing, and so let's listen to his complaints.
There's no such thing as a quiet day, is there? As for reasons, quite literally, I have gotten my ass yeeted off of PayPal. Now, I couldn't understand why, and so when I received the email saying, hey, we've closed your account, I was at first like, ha ha ha, nice scam attempt, genuinely good, you had me going there, a link for would you like to know more, I was about to click on that, and so I exit my Gmail, go to PayPal, manually log in, and nope, that was actually not a scam email.
I gotta say, like, this is really smart what he did. Like, this is actually a good lesson for people. If you ever get an email, especially like one that's creating discomfort, right? Like, your account was closed, your account is suspended, any of that, never click the link there. Like, always manually go to wherever the site is. And if you get like a message such as you have like 3 days to respond or else we shut down your account, all of them are fake, right? So like what Arches did here is like a good public service. Like, make sure that if it happens to you, you also don't fall into it.
Email. Your account has been deactivated. Why? Unusual activity. Holy hell, I have received some vague justifications for actions in the past. I'm a content creator, goddammit. Virtually every single platform I operate on has some sort of unfathomably vague or loose definition on their terms of service, but unusual content.
Now, the reason they do this is because they don't want to get sued. Now, the reason they don't want to get sued is they know they probably a lot of the time fuck up, right? And so they just give something vague. It's interesting because, like, even when I saw people getting deplatformed for other things, like, they would still get a reason. It's like, we noticed that you're making transactions with not safe for work stuff, or we noticed that you're trading in this and that. I've never seen, like, this level of vague, though. Like, this is interesting. And so people are speculating on what could it be. To be fair, YouTube can do it as well. YouTube actually does it by saying severe community guideline violations, right? So like usually with YouTube, you're supposed to get 3 strikes, right? So like you do something, you get 1 strike, a video is taken down, there's like some limits on your account. You do something else, another strike, so on and so forth, right? But sometimes if they really don't like your face, you wake up and your entire channel is gone, and they say severe guidelines violations. And so, like, this is what's happening to Arch. Like, he's not getting any warnings, he's not getting audited, he's not getting any strikes. It's like just unsuspicious, unusual activity. Unusual activity, and that's that. And this is something that they can defend in court.
This deviates from a standard, an arbitrary one that we've set, you see, and therefore we're gonna deny you service. Holy shit. I am impressed. That could literally, unironically, actually mean anything whatsoever. Now, when I tried to get some further information on this, there was a link which directed me to this page, where they mention card network rules and how PayPal are bound by their card network's partners' rules.
Okay, so it is possible, it's not unlikely, it is possible that Arch, who works with a lot of with a lot of artists in order to draw for his YouTube channel, like a lot of his thumbnails are made by professional artists and such. It is possible that some of them are also engaging in not safe for work, right? So like you have an artist that draws Arch's little mousies when he plays a video game, and that same artist may actually, you know, sell his work on Fur Affinity or some shit, and they flagged him because you know, he was selling stuff that PayPal doesn't allow, and then all of his customers got flagged as well. Like, this is a possibility. I don't know. I'm trying to speculate, right? Like, what could cause this? A bit off topic. When is your game coming out? And is there anywhere I can look at what's up with it? Yeah, on my Discord server, if you can find it. I also update people on the Subscribe Star. Hopefully it will come out by the end of the year. Like, I only have one developer. It's an ambitious project, so things are going a little bit slow. But, yeah, I mean, we're not even 2 years in the development, and people are excited. So that's a good thing, I guess. But I'm doing my best to get it as fast as possible, but at the same time, I don't want the broken product, right? So, like, I don't want the half-assed thing with bugs. Like, I'm actually trying to make sure that the game is polished, and it's going to take a little bit more time. But anyway, right. Moving back to Arch. It is possible that he actually did get this flag because, like, he was working with sub-artists. Because, like, from my understanding, this is actually what he was using the account for. It was using to pay his artists, right? And so, maybe this is why they don't want people to know the reason. Because, like, imagine how paranoid people would be. And with good reason, right? Like, if you know that anything you used to buy, like you buy some art online with PayPal, and you're buying it from an artist that's, you know, violating the rules. Like, you're not violating the rules, you're doing everything fine. But, like, you're buying it from someone that also draws nudes. And all of a sudden, they get flagged, and now you get flagged, and now you can use your account, and the money in your account gets frozen for 120 days. And, like, if people knew that, like, yeah, I think, like, PayPal would have a problem. So, like, maybe this is a reason they don't want to say, like, the actual motive for Arch being banned.
Why does PayPal support certain activities and not others? Now, I am the last person to cry wolf when it comes to stuff like this, but with all of the nonsense surrounding card companies like Visa and MasterCard the last few weeks, this is awfully suspicious timing, isn't it? I already reached out to a couple other content creators who have been covering the Visa MasterCard nonsense to see if anybody else has been affected, and so far nobody has that I've talked to, so I would like to believe that this is some sort of mistake or automated system going beep boop, well, this is an awful lot of $2 transactions, he's probably a Colombian drug smuggler or something. I don't goddamn know, as, again, the reason unusual activity makes narrowing anything down rather difficult. But with everything that's going on, the alternative to this being some sort of idiotic bot error is that the card companies are beginning to feel pressure of certain campaigns enacted upon them, like the currently ongoing mass call campaign.
I personally don't think so. Like, and the reason is that the PR strategy for dealing with bad press, which is pretty much what they're getting with Visa and MasterCard, the PR strategy is to just do nothing. Like, the PR strategy is don't talk about it, shut the fuck up, and eventually it goes away. It works. It shouldn't work, but it works, right? Like, people have a very short attention span, and another big thing comes along. Like look at the whole situation with Vishojo, right? Like, Vishojo got in a lot of hot water, a lot of people were resentful, and what happens? Well, the Visa and MasterCard shit kicks in, no one talks about Vishojo now. So, like, any PR expert would just tell you, just leave it the fuck alone. Don't touch it, don't talk about it, right? But still, you know, like, is it possible? Sure, it's possible that, because he spoke against Visa and MasterCard, although, this is covered in the mainstream media, this, was covered by other content creators, as he mentioned, and more importantly, He didn't even make that many videos on it, right? Like, he covered it, but, like, he didn't go into that depth. So I like to think that maybe it's more because he's doing business with artists. Like, I'm actually trying to understand why it's happening, right? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Arch is Swedish? He is, right? Like, he's got blonde hair, and all Swedish people have blonde hair. I closed my PayPal account when they changed their terms, allowing them to debank people for anything PayPal chooses. I actually remember, like, there was a campaign against PayPal at one point, and it was a lot worse than the one that Visa and MasterCard has. I think it was because that they claimed that they can find people. If I remember correctly, like, I don't really remember all the details, but it was something like, if you do the speech of hate or some shit like that, they can take like $500 from your account. Do you guys remember that? Like, if I remember correctly, I think it was like in 2019 or 2018. It was something of that regard. Like, if you're spreading misinformation, if you're spreading disinformation, they can actually tax you for the damage you're doing to their business. That's when a lot of people decided to terminate their accounts. Like, you had a mass group of people just flat out terminating their subscription with PayPal. My two theories, it's either that he was commissioning furry diaper cub and doesn't want to out his fetish, or it was Dev being backstab twerp as usual. No, I don't think, like, Arch is the type of person that engages into that stuff, because, like, he's very vocal about his fetishes, right? Like, he's very articulate about his hobbies. So, like, if anything, he may have just requested art from a furry artist, because, like, a lot of the stuff that he has on his thumbnails, you know, like the mice with big tits, or the ponies, like, he's got thumbnails with ponies and shit. Like, those, yeah, like, those actually do have artists that also draw on other websites lewd shit. And so if PayPal goes like, all right, well, this artist was breaking our rules, right? Because, like, what does the rule say? It says you're not allowed to use PayPal in order to buy lewd shit. And so both the buyer and the purchaser are at fault. And it depends, like, how hard does PayPal want to crack down on it. And usually they crack down on the artist, right? Like, if you're a person that's stupid and you're an artist and you're putting, like, your webpage and you have, like, a PayPal link, and next to that is, like, you can commission. They have bots that scrape the internet, or they can get someone to flag you. Like, if you antagonize the community, they flag you. And then all of a sudden you realize that your PayPal is shut down. Now, if PayPal really wants to crack down on it, then every person that purchased from you can be associated that they purchased lewd art. So that's probably how it works. I saw the stream with Louis calling Visa. I saw it as well, yeah. They didn't seem really upset, though, did they? Because I understand, like, for a while, like, people from Visa were getting fed up. Like, the people at the call centers were getting fed up with the Visa stuff. But I think, like, Visa cracked down on it. Like, the corporate decided to crack down by saying, it's like, look, your job is to answer the phone calls. Like, stop making us look bad. This is unprofessional, and it's making the scandal worse. And so now everyone is, all right. Well, like, I guess we're just going to tell them to send us an email, and we're going to do it with a smile face on.
Against Visa and MasterCard, and are beginning to simply lash out at anyone they can effectively target who may make videos on them, comment on them, investigate them, or otherwise. I feel like this is the paranoia speaking right now, but the alternative is that I am merely just the thin edge of the wedge coming in here, and that we will be seeing a lot more people deplatformed in the near future. Again, I really do hope this is simply just paranoia speaking here, but that is some awfully strange timing, seeing as there was nothing unusual going on my account at all. It's donations from you guys, payment in and out, me paying literal, simple invoices, as I would imagine everyone else does on PayPal. Hell, last week I got this email right here, in PayPal messaging thing, going, "Hey there, I'm from customer service. I tried to call you, couldn't reach you because I must use my phone as an alarm clock these days. Is there anything we can do for you? We'd like to get feedback." So apparently, a short while ago, I was a valued customer at PayPal, and now I am persona non grata for unusual activity.
What if that was the email where they sent the super spy? You know, like he wasn't actually trying to help. He was trying to understand. He was trying to figure it out, like what's happening. Is this a bot? Is this account legit? And when Arch didn't respond, it's like, I raised flags. Or maybe this is like a disgruntled employee. You know, like he's told that he has a quota. If he helps like 10 customers, he gets a bonus, and no one talks to him. And it's like, you're not responding. You piece of shit, gotta flag your account. It is quite vexing, though. No, I agree with Arch. Like, the very fact that they don't even tell you at least a vague reason, like what exactly happened, what pissed you off, and it allows you to speculate. And it's like, is it my hate speech? Is it my degenerate hobbies? Do you not like my face? Is it because I'm Swedish? Is it because I have someone with a foot fetish on my live stream, right? Like, you genuinely don't know. And again, like the fact that this is happening with a payment processor is maddening. It's one thing if it was like a car company and they don't want to do business with you. It's like, fine, you buy other cars, right? It's like a stove company or some shit like that. But it's a payment processor, and a pretty famous one, right? Like almost every single website has this payment processor integrated. It's fucking insane. And the fact that it can take your money, like it doesn't matter. If you had like $10 billion, it's gone. This actually happened. Hold on. This actually happened with Ripa, didn't it? Right? Like, he was making comic books. He managed to gather a significant amount of money, and then it got frozen. Was like almost $1 million, wasn't it? And $1 million then, before the Bidenomics, was like $2 billion now. So, yeah. Like, it did happen in the past.
Yeah, something doesn't add up here. And apparently, PayPal is now also going to take possession of the funds on the account to cover any legal expenses they might have for my unusual activities. What do you think I was doing on there, PayPal? Genuine question, I'd like to know. In fact,
do you know, it would actually be hilarious if you decide to sue them and they use your own money to cover their own legal expenses. Wouldn't that be interesting? Right? Because like that's how I understand it. That's how they're framing it, right? Like we're holding your money to cover any legal expense. So like basically if you sue them, am I understanding this correctly? Right? Like if you sue them, they use your own money so that they can hire a lawyer to fight your lawsuit. Fascinating if that's the case.
In fact, I kind of want to get a hold of you to figure out what you thought I was doing, which will be the next step in this process, as the only thing that was going on was I was paying artists for art, largely, as right now, in the war game that I am developing together with Sargon, we are beginning to work on some of the big, beautiful promotional artworks, like this fantastic piece right here, for example. And, well, that's about all I use PayPal for. And apparently, using PayPal to send and receive money is considered an unusual activity that may see your access to your account removed at the drop of a hat, and all of the fun.
You know what he's gotta do? Like, okay, I actually figured out how he can get to the bottom of this. He should actually retrace and talk with every single artist that he worked. Like go back at least 1 year and look at every single person that he worked with and ask them if their PayPal is still there. I think I managed to figure it out. The Dashing Rogue says, I am picking up an American Express soon. Fuck Visa and MasterCard. Isn't American Express kind of similar though? Like, don't they have like similar regulations and shit? But yeah, no, the situation that he is in, right? Like, we can finally figure out if it's an artist and if my theory stands. Like, he has to go back 1 year see all the invoices that he gave, all the purchases that he made, and then contact all of those artists, every single one, and ask them, hey, is your PayPal still in order? They won't get sued for buying furry fan art? No, but like PayPal is very clear that you're not allowed to draw furry fan art. Right? And so if you draw it and you're using your account, then it's up to you. Like you're taking great risk there. How did we end up with this feminist bullshit? People didn't push back. Sargon stole the game idea because V took This Week is Stupid. Ah, I see. PayPal did a Patreon, guilt by association. Yes. Now ask why. Because they can. There you go. Now you know. What do they consider furry? Well, to be honest, any type of pornography. And I think even nudity. Like anything that gives you a boner, like if it gives a man a boner, then it's probably porn. And so like anything, even if the girl is like skimpily clad, you know, don't risk it. Because I keep telling people, it's like, oh, well, this is not porn. And I'm like, okay, but like, do you want to risk it? And I talk to individuals that put this on YouTube, right? Like they would put pornography on YouTube, and I'm like, dude, don't risk it. And they say, well, yeah, but it's not porn. It's like, okay, no, I can see your point, right? Like it's an artistic depiction. Like you get like a woman coming out of a shower and she is covering her breast with one hand. And it's like, look, you're not going to argue your case. Like you're not going to be able to sit there with a person working at YouTube and try to say why you're not supposed to be banned. No, like you're going to wake up in the morning and it's going to say that your account has been terminated and you can file an appeal. And you file the appeal and within 5 minutes is rejected and that's it. You can never make another account. If you have any other channels, they can get zooked as well. And so, yeah, like, good luck with that. And this is why I keep telling people that are like, well, what is furry art? And it's like, well, if you have to ask the question, assume it is. Right? Like, if you see something and you don't know whether it's furry or not, assume that it is. Liu821, howdy, just out of curiosity, when are you going to play a game here on your channel? I used to play video games back in the day, but what ends up happening is that no one was watching, right? I'm not that entertaining when I play. And so that's why I stopped. I guess like maybe I can try again if an interesting game comes out that's really hyped. I may attempt it, like maybe the new GTA or some shit. We'll see. If it makes me dox myself, then I'll probably want. If it's $90, I probably won't. But if it's just like normal price and you can play it without doxing yourself, sure. V censoring on behalf of payment processors. I don't think it's censoring to let people know. It's like, hey, be careful what you do, because like there can be consequences. Like you can wake up one day and you can realize that like $6,000 that you had there is gone. Like if you want to take the risk, sure. But like warning people that the payment processors does do this and they actively do, I don't think it's censorship. You know what's funny, V? I got my YouTube channel that was banned in 2015 unbanned 2 months ago. I did a third appeal and I said the political atmosphere has changed. No fucking way. Can you do that? Like, I understand that they actually made that so it's not a thing anymore. They don't allow you to appeal after 1 year. So, probably because of people like you, they decided to change the rules. And they're basically saying, yeah, you can't appeal if more than 1 year has passed. If you think something is a furry, it's an automatically yes. Well, you know, like a succubus. Is a succubus a furry? Right? Like a lot of people will say that, well, it's not. Even though it has wings and shit, because it's like mythological. And then you go like, okay, but what about the centaur? Is a centaur a furry? And a lot of people will say yes, because Vosh get excited, so. I appealed after 9 years. They forgot, Lamau. Probably. Tommy Robinson got his YouTube channel back. That would be interesting. It would mean that the United States is kind of fed up with British shit. Right? Like, they're kind of fed up with British shit. So they're like, okay. I wonder, like, for how long is it going to stay? Because, like, Britain is actually very active in deplatforming people they don't like. For example, we saw recently with Twitter, they asked Elon Musk to hunt down people that are talking about the two-tier care protests, right? So like they're very obsessed with controlling the internet. And so we'll see how long Tommy Robinson, if he's actually back on YouTube, we'll see how long he's going to stay on.
In the account seized for the immediate future. Now, silver lining for once, as I half expected PayPal to simply be able to steal any money in your account. I mean, it's 2025. I genuinely do expect various sites now to work in some sort of terms of service somewhere that simply says, if we decide you're a bad un, we're just gonna take your money for shits and giggles. But apparently, I will be giving it back after 120 days. Another completely arbitrary amount of time, but hey, it's something. Also, I did put up a tweet about this. If you're so inclined, I would be very happy if you could visit the Twitter, my Twitter, which will be linked in the description down below. Give it a like, give it a retweet to try and activate some, attention around this. In the worst case scenario that this is actually either PayPal on its own very own or card companies beginning to deny service to people for pointing out their nonsense. Again, I don't want to be the guy who shouts wolf here, but awfully suspicious stuff going on. So again, if you're so inclined, please do head over to the Twitter, give it a like, and give it a retweet and a comment, or whatever to help it spread further, as it's already gathered a good amount of attention. Right, what to do from here? Well, I'm now going to be reaching out to PayPal via the means that I have available to me, like the in-PayPal messaging thing, as I do still have access to the back end in that regard. Call their customer service, try to contact them on Twitter, and try to figure out what's happened here. As a Norwegian, I do actually have some online rights, as I'm not a European citizen yet. Specifically, I do have a protection against automated decision-making, so that I should not, in theory, be able to be cancelled via an automated system, just going, beep boop, you're bad and get Yito Cheetoed, which really does seem like this is. I mean, again, we discovered unusual activity. I mean, I've got access to the logs. There is literally nothing weird or unusual going on there at all.
Maybe Don Sargone. Maybe Don Sargone has decided to donate to him $5, and they're like, that's an unusual activity. Don Sargone never donates to anyone. V, you found Romanian light mode. YouTube is the only one that I use in light mode. I don't know why, but I do. The consensus, V is a troll and therefore a furry. Yeah, probably, yes. I mean, dude, like, seriously, my character would definitely be classified as a furry and well, by extension, bestiality. Like, okay, here's the thing, right? Like, this is why the credit card companies' terms of service, like, on the surface, it makes sense. But in reality, it literally doesn't, right? So, what do they ban when it comes to adult stuff? Well, they claim that they ban non-consensual stuff. They claim that they ban bestiality, and they claim that they ban incest. Okay, now, let's talk about non-consent, right? Can you guys think of any movie, any TV show that came out in the last 5 to 10 years that has a sex scene in it where it's like 100% expressly consensual, right? Where people go like, do you consent? And they go like, yes. But do you? Yes, I consent. We both consent. All right, let's fuck. I can't think of any like that, right? Because usually when it's about movies, like even the sex scenes, they need to have drama. They need to have some tension. And so, like, if you look at Game of Thrones, it's just one example. But even, like, other things, like James Bond. Like, James Bond actually got into The Guardian, like a mainstream publication, criticizing it because, like, James Bond was raping people. And, like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then when you look at it, it was like a very high tense, passionate sex scene. Like she slaps him and he immediately kisses her, right? Like that's not rape. That's like human body language, right? And then it's done in order to create tension in the movie. Like it's exaggerated specifically to create a level of drama that's required for fiction. And so I understand what it's about, like a porn movie, right? Like let's say the one Belle Delphine did, which upset the internet. For those of you who don't know, like Belle Delphine never did porn for a while, right? And she kept trolling people. She kept saying that if you go, like she now has a Pornhub account, and you'd go there, and it was just her fully dressed sucking a lollipop, right? And she constantly did this level of trolling, and she was like an expert in marketing. Like that chick did millions of dollars without showing her clam even once. And at some point, I think like she needed money, so like she decided to actually do it, you know, like go full on. And she did like an actual porn footage. But again, it was done to troll people. Like that was her entire shtick. Like the entire marketing of her was to get people enraged, to get people upset, right? For example, like she went on YouTube and she copied every single frame from the Wet Ass Pussy music video, which at the time was on the top page of YouTube, right? And she took like every single frame and she got her channel banned for doing it. And like people sided with her because it's like, well, okay, so like you allow that filth on the main page of YouTube, but the moment that independent content creator like chooses to replicate exactly what you're saying is good, you're taking her down, right? Now the porn video that she did was her being kidnapped in the woods, and it was like by her boyfriend, and she was tied up and gagged, and right, like that was the thing. Now it was her boyfriend, and the reason she did it was to cause shock, right? Like she was doing shocking content. Now, here's the problem. I get why these types of footages are banned. I really get it. Why? Because in this situation, you actually know it's Belle Delphine, and you actually know that it's her boyfriend. But like, imagine if you just see a movie like that on the internet. Like, can you know that the people there consented? Can you know that it's fake and it's not real? And the answer is no, right? So like, you are on the side of caution, and then the credit card company says, well, okay, this can actually be illegal activity. And we're not allowed to pay for illegal activity. And therefore, we're not allowing it, right? But if it's fiction, right? Like if it's like just a work of literature, or it's a cartoon or a video game, if it's like not something that's illegal, then there is no justification to ban it. And when you're trying to apply the rules of reality into fiction, well, you make fiction sanitized and boring, because the whole purpose of fiction is to cause some emotion, right? It's to stir some drama, it's to stir some feelings. Like, if people just wanted to see porn, they wouldn't read a book. Like, they would just watch Pornhub. And so, that's the thing with the non-consent, right? Now, if you look at bestiality, it's like, again, when you apply it to the real world, it's illegal. Like, in most places, it's illegal to do what Vosh wants to do to a horse. But when you're applying it to fiction, okay, now are we going to discuss the size of the centaur's penises? You know, like, where do you drag the line? Is Roche the bat? Is Roche the bat an animal, right? Like, it becomes ridiculous. It becomes petty. It becomes like East Germany used to have during communism, and I'm not kidding, like, they actually did that. They had a commission to verify the quality of pornography. So they had a censorship commission to decide if the porn is good enough for the mind of the socialist worker. Right? So you had like a 45-year-old lady sitting there, you know, watching porn all day and deciding, yeah, this is approved. No, this is too much. Has art sold bathwater? Well, again, it's like the thing with the bathwater. Like, that's fucking genius. Like, a lot of people bought it for the meme. And the whole thing was that there was a time when feminism was running amok. And all of a sudden, you have all these ladies going on the internet pretending that they're gamer girls, when in reality, like, they had a video game that someone else played for them, and they would run it like in a little small corner of the screen while they would show their tits on camera. And they would even ignore the game. They wouldn't even talk about the game, right? And then people would just give them money, and they would, like, no matter what they did, no matter how bad they were, no matter what they would, in what way they would behave, people would accept and tolerate it. And so, like, Belle Delphine comes up and she's like, okay, so, like, if you're going to worship women just because they're women, buy my fucking bathwater. And she made, I think, like, over 30 grand with just one bathtub. Right? That woman, I'm sorry to say, but, like, I appreciate her marketing genius. Like, there is, like, if I had a company and I wanted to sell a product, I would hire Belle Delphine. Like, she would know how to sell it. Suddenly, you can't have Hotel Transylvania because she's part that. Well, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, if like, she would give a blowjob while in bath form, yeah, like, I think, like, Visa and MasterCard would have liked that. God gave us patriarchy for a reason. They are a private company. They can ban for any reason. Yeah, but, like, see, here's the thing, though. I get the argument. It's like, okay, they're a private company. But, like, let's say that I want to buy a refrigerator, right? And it's a private company that sells me, right? And I go to the store, and I buy the refrigerator, and then they decide that they're not going to ship the refrigerator, but they're going to hold my body for 120 days. Can I still make the argument that, well, they're a private company, so they can do whatever they want? Because I don't think that's normal, right? No, seriously, like, imagine going to a hardware store, and you're buying something expensive, or a car dealer shop, even better, right? Like, you're going to a car dealer shop, and you want to buy a Volkswagen. You want to buy the car of the people, because it's got nice vibes, you know? It reminds you of the glory days of the past. And you buy the Volkswagen, and they say, yeah, we're going to deliver it to you by next week. And then, like, next week comes along, and your car isn't there. So you're going, and you're wondering, like, what the fuck is going on? And they say, well, yeah, but we checked your online post, and we just don't want to sell to you anymore. Like we noticed that you're a bad person. Like, something you said online really ticked us off. And you're like, well, okay, like, give me back my money. Yeah, we're going to hold it for 120 days, you know, because, like, we're a private company. We can do whatever we want. And, like, oh, come on. You know, like, you're reaching levels of ridiculousness, but, like, for some reason, when you're talking it like that, people understand why it's stupid, and people understand why that shouldn't exist. But when it's a payment processor, oh, well, hold on. It's a private company. It's normal because you agree to their TOS. Yeah, it depends, though. Like, see, not all countries are as extreme as the United States. Like, the United States has a lot of things, either extremely good or extremely bad. I think this one with the term of service is extremely bad. Like, in Europe, you have laws, and they can't just make terms of service to break the laws. Right? Like, just because people agree to the terms of service doesn't necessarily mean that the company should do whatever it wants. Like, for instance, if you come over to my house and you agree that I'm allowed to chop off your dick, and you sign a contract, that doesn't mean that if I do it, I don't break the law, right? Like, does that make sense? Well, actually, in America, like, sometimes you get that bullshit called minimum wage, right? Like, if you agree to someone to pay you below minimum wage, that is an illegal contract. Like, even if they agree to it, like, even if both parties agree, like, yeah, you're going to pay me below minimum wage, it doesn't hold any weight. And so, like, the thing with terms of service, like, that works for America, but it doesn't work for the European Union. Like, you can't just make, like, certain things that I just described, you know, where the car dealer shop just holds your money for 120 days without telling you why, or giving you an ability to appeal. Oh, yeah, like, just so you can understand why I think that America is extreme with this. They had a case which was so ridiculous that I think they dropped. But a couple went to Disneyland. And at Disneyland, the woman told them that she's allergic to peanuts, I think it was. And she's letting them know. It's like, okay, look, don't give me peanuts because you're going to kill me. And they gave her peanuts. And she died. And so, like, the husband decided to sue Disneyland. Now, do you know what they did? The lawyers found out that the couple had a Disney Plus account. And when registering to the Disney Plus account, you sign a terms of service. Well, you click on terms of service where you say that you will not sue Disney for anything. Right? Like in there, it was a clause claiming that you understand that Disney takes no responsibility, blah, 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 and you're not going to sue them. And so, it's like, no, sorry, like, that's retarded. Like, that is beyond, like, you're reaching so fucking hard. You're reaching up the anus of the mouse and it's coming out of his mouth. Like, no, come on. Worse than that, they hold your money for 120 days for any legal issue that might come up related to your money. May or may not include your own lawsuit against them. Oh yeah, we talked about it, right? Like you can actually, like if you decided to sue them and they have to use a lawyer, like do they use your money to pay for it? I'm also curious, like if they don't just invest your money, right? Because like that's what these companies usually do. Like they invest the money they have. And so, what if your money is under investment? So they're just making a profit while also fucking you over. It was also a subscription that was no longer active. Well, yeah, but that's besides the point, right? But still, like the idea that you can like forfeit your lawsuit because you're watching a Disney channel is beyond ridiculous, right? Like, I mean, obviously there was so much backlash. To be fair though, like the lawyer thought himself pretty smart. Right? Like, the lawyer went like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, don't they ask people to forfeit the right to sue Disney on the account? It's like, yes. Well, what if these people actually, oh, they did have an account. Well, that's such a great idea. You know, I'm going to throw out this lawsuit with this argument. And to be fair, like, from a, like if we remove morality from the situation and we're just thinking of it from a completely practical point, yeah, like, the lawyer was a genius. Now that is cyberpunk dystopia. You agreed via our streaming service that you can't sue us for the wrongful death of your wife in one borderline unrelated restaurant. Well, yeah, like basically that's what they said, right? So like if you go into Disneyland and you fall in a ditch or some rats kill you the same way that Kenny in South Park used to die, you can't sue them because you registered to Disney Plus. But not to mention, like, would Disney even want that image? Like, imagine if the lawsuit actually passed and the people and Disney actually won. The message you're telling them is like, never go to Disneyland if you have a Disneyland subscription, right? Like if you have a Disney Plus subscription, whatever you do, never go to Disneyland ever, because like your life could be in danger. They have no moral responsibility into making sure that you're safe. Morality is for slackers, yeah. Uber has the same in their TOS. They can kill you, but your relatives can't sue because you signed their TOS. Again, like that shit flies in America. In Europe, it doesn't fly. I mean, to be fair though, like Uber itself wouldn't be responsible, right? Because like Uber is the app. So what Uber does is it connects you to a driver, and so like the driver is responsible. That's my understanding. It's not like the like Uber just solicits the payments, right? Like it takes the payments from you. It gives some to the driver, and then it takes the rest for itself. And so, like, why would Uber be responsible? Like, Uber is not the ones that's killing you for, like, having an automated system. No, like, the driver itself, right? Like, if the driver crashes the car, you should be able to sue the driver. At least that's how I think it should work. By the way, I should beg for this. I'm begging you, chat. I'm begging you. Click the thumbs up button because the YouTube algorithm... Like, do you know what they did on Twitch? This is actually fascinating when you find out. They're considering that everyone is a bot unless people comment. So, like, if you're in the chat and you lurk, and you never, like, even press one comment, they think you're a bot. And so they don't count you as a viewer. And so the live streamer suffers, right? So, like, if you have a favorite Twitch streamer... I don't know if it's the same on YouTube, by the way. But if you have, like, a favorite Twitch streamer and you want to help them out, just comment in their chat. Apparently, that's what works. And for YouTube, if you have content creators that you like, hitting the like button or hitting the, like typing something in the comment also works. Personally, what I also noticed is that YouTube likes now to flood videos with ads. Like, I was shocked when I watched a live stream of mine and I realized that I had, like, 25 ads on it. And it's like, who the fuck is going to watch 25 ads? And I started, like, manually removing them. But, like, I didn't know until I actually caught them in the act. And this actually hurts channels a lot. Because I can imagine someone just watches an Asmongold video and then gets one ad and they're like, okay, well, it's one ad. And then you get another and you're like, okay, well, I got two. And then you get the third and by that time you start alt-tabbing. This is why I prefer taxis, because the taxi company is responsible. A lot of taxi companies are actually saying that Uber is unfair because they operate by different rules, and I kind of agree, because at the end of the day, like, they both do the same thing, right? Like, they carry people, like, they transport people. And in Romania, like, if you're a taxi driver, you gotta pay insurance. If you're a taxi company, right, you need to make sure that all the taxi drivers have background checks. They have to pay insurance. They have to also pay insurance for luggage. Like, it's extremely costly for them, right? And then you have, like, the Uber guy that just signs on an app and wham bam, he's over there. And the taxi drivers are livid. But then you find out that most taxi drivers also do Uber. And it's like, okay, well, is it like a streaming platform for that, though? Like, is being a taxi driver like using YouTube and being a Uber driver like on Twitch? And then you have what's it called? Bolt. And Bolt is like Kick. Huh? My God, you know what I want? I want, like, to feel safe. I don't feel safe when I go into a taxi driver, or when I go into a taxi, or when I go into a Uber. I just don't feel safe. You know what would make me feel safe? If they had microphones to record the conversation, and if the driver says anything hateful, like, he gets fired. If I say it, or if I say anything hateful and he responds, he gets fired. Like, that's how I would feel safe. All taxis in Melbourne were required by law to be a pale yellow, the color of scrambled eggs. Since Uber, they protest by not coloring their cars anymore. But yeah, like, that's another thing, right? Like, having a taxi. Like, you need to color it properly, and that costs money. And then you need to maintain the color, and it's... Not to mention, like, some people actually hate the color, because, like, you can literally see every smudge of dirt, right? So, like, you have to wash your car quite often. And then it's like, you get an Uber guy, and the Uber guy can have, like, a slick car, can have whatever color he wants. Another thing with the taxis is that if they're all yellow, people start hating them really fast. Like when you see a taxi, most drivers will assume that they're a danger on the road. Because, like, you're driving your car, and all of a sudden you see a taxi driver, like, do an illegal maneuver, right? Like, he's breaking the law, or he's doing something dangerous. And you're hitting the brakes and you're cursing. You're like, what the fuck is this guy doing, man? And then it happens again and again. Now, the human brain operates on patterns, right? Like, you saw 3 yellow cars almost killing you, or almost getting you killed. And now you're going to assume that all yellow cars are pieces of shit. And so, like, this is what happens when you make taxi drivers paint their car. It's like putting them having an armband. I'm not kidding. Like, the hate aura is there. And they know it. And they hate it. But what can you do? That's why people shouldn't be angry when we seek alternatives to overuse ads. I see. Anyway, right. Thank you, chat, for the super chats. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for joining the stream. I think I'm going to get Madam Savvy, maybe Sunday, right? Like, if I can get her Sunday, that would be great. And I'm going to talk to Lam Lam and see if I can get her on again. In the meantime, I'll also be talking to Arch and see if I can help him with the situation, because it's really bad. It sucks. So, yeah, hopefully I'll find out what's going on and I'll tell you guys. Let me know what you think, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.